What is happening there, citizens of the Reject Nation? We are going to watch today the movie Smile. First time watching this. Joined by the co-host, the co-host.
Oh, my.
The John Humphrey. How you doing, John?
I'm spooky.
Yes, you're spooky.
I myself am spooky. I'm excited to be here, though. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm asking of you guys right now is to smile your way to that like button. That would make us smile indeed. Also, if you would be so kind as to check out our Patreon page. Become a super sexy reject, full-length reaction watch-alongs where you sync up with your own copy of Smile. Available over there, along with a bunch of other shows that we cover exclusively with reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. And also, I want to thank everyone who bought themselves a Vecna. I got some cat hair on it right now because I was just holding a cat, but a Vecna Elnom shirt, Real Rejects exclusive from our shop. Seriously, that support is insane, and it's one of my favorites that we have. So thank you. Now, let's get to smiling. Wow, this person did not have their life together.
It's a full prescription, though.
She left her children behind.
Ooh.
Oh, was that her as a child?
Core memories.
Dr. Cotter.
He's gonna die. She's gonna die. Mom's gonna die. I'm gonna die. Everybody dies.
Thanks, Dad.
She's gonna die. Mom's gonna die.
Just keep repeating your affirmations.
I bet what he's saying is going to come true.
I think you're having another manic episode.
Don't you tell me.
What you're experiencing feels real, but it can't hurt you.
She's gonna die. She's gonna die. Mom's gonna die.
I want to believe you.
What a nice pink hospital. Oh, great shot.
Yeah.
Hey, did you send a patient named
Is
Sarah
that-
Marquette over
It
to
is Cal Penn. I was like, I recognized the voice pretty fast.
Rose? She has no insurance.
Okay, but she needs treatment.
The board is down my throat about paying out of pocket for another bed in the residency program.
Maybe the board should try giving a shit about the point of our job here once in a while.
Let's get this guy in the Saw 6 trap.
We sent over a report for a different incident she was involved in last week.
What was that one about?
A professor at her school bludgeoned himself to death with a hammer. She was interviewed as the only witness.
I'm finding a lot of things to smile about.
It is the best medicine.
I'm seeing something. Something no one else can see except for me.
What?
It looks like people, but it's not a person.
Ooh.
I'm not sure I understand.
It looks like people. It looks like different people. Sometimes it pretends to be someone that I know. Sometimes it's a random stranger. Sometimes it looks like my grandfather.
It's like a It Follows
I was
situation.
exactly going to say that, yeah.
Smiling at me. The worst smile I've ever seen in my life. It does things to me. It causes shit to happen around me. It's taken over my whole life and my mind, and
Damn, lady, I believe you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die, and no one will listen to me.
Okay, Laura, it's okay.
Oh, God.
Hey, it's okay. Laura, hey, can you look at me, please?
How'd she get those marks on her face?
There's nobody else here.
Oh, you feel it. You feel it, don't you, lady?
Holy crap.
I have a patient emergency in eval 2. I need staff here now.
These, like, strong, solid colors are really weird to me.
Yeah. Like, is this a fantasy?
Awesome. Yep. Yeah, she's gonna do something messed up, isn't she?
Yep.
Yeah, here it is.
Oh. Ooh.
She gonna do the whole face?
Just gonna. Oh, wowie. Drew that smile a little crooked there.
Yikes. I was gonna carve her whole face off.
Yeah. And then stick it on your face.
Oh, that's creepy. Yeah, you know, you guys, YouTube's been very strict lately, so if you're watching this on YouTube, there's some things you're just gonna have to make sure you've seen the movie yourself to fill in the blank.
You know what's happening. Welcome to the blurry reaction.
Ring the alarm.
Some DJ remix the title card.
Would you say she was typical of the patients you see here?
This is an emergency psychiatric unit. Typical is not really a thing here.
Right, but she was a head case, yeah?
I'm sorry, a head case?
You know, nutbag. A loony.
Crazy, you know?
She was smiling.
She sounds fucking crazy to me.
I'm glad they sent you down here.
Wow, the smile managed to bleed through perfectly there.
It's a great shot. Yes.
I mean, the colors and stuff are very horror movie.
I love an upside down establishing shot.
I swear to God, that cat better not die. Oh no, does she see it? It's been passed on. Yep. Who is that?
That's her from the hospital.
It's the same girl?
Looks like her.
Rose. Whoa.
A-Train?
What's up?
You are coming Saturday, right?
Oh, sorry, what's Saturday?
I'm sorry, is that a joke? Rose Jackson's 7th birthday party.
Wow.
I work Saturday.
See, this is exactly why you have to get out of that gross hospital and into like
Gross.
a private
It is
practice where you're
not
actually
gross.
working normal people hours.
Rose, there have to be plenty of crazies out there who will actually pay you for your time.
How are you friends with these insensitive
These
pricks?
horrible people.
Well, while we're on the subject of wasted earning potentials, we could always sell the fucking house.
Can we not right now, please?
I don't understand you. It's literally just sitting there.
We grew up in that house.
Ah,
Oh.
that's why they're hanging out.
Can you guys just shut the fuck up?
Wow.
No. They're going to kill that cat. I know it. They're going to murder that cat. Horror movies and their damn tropes.
No. It's just here to
Cat's-
comfort
damn
you.
cat's so dead.
When the call came in, I had no idea it was gonna be you, so I'm sorry if that was weird.
That's your job. I get it.
How you been?
They have a history.
I appreciate it, but I don't need you to check on me.
Sorry.
I have to get back to work.
Can help others, but she can't help herself.
I like how this movie reveals its relationships.
Look, I just wanted to say sorry about last night, okay? I shouldn't have kept going at you like that.
I've been just dealing with some stuff. I wasn't being very good company.
Mm-hmm.
If you need an idea, he's really into electric model trains.
Uh-huh.
It follows.
Mm-hmm.
She's great. Who is she? She's great. Oh my God, he's smiling.
Damn it.
Carl.
You gotta be suspicious about the smile.
Maybe call for backup.
She's gonna die. I'm gonna die. Everybody dies.
Carl, look at me.
You're going to die. You're going to die. You're going to die.
Help! This patient is 5150. He needs to be restrained.
Oh.
Hurry up, guys.
Whoa. Whoa.
You're going to take a paid week off.
Morgan, that's really not necessary.
You've been working 80-hour weeks for months. I'm concerned that you haven't been sleeping. We can't help these patients unless we have our own mental health in check.
Gun and badge on my desk.
Now she has to go to her niece's party.
She
She has to get that model train.
Son of a bitch.
You're doing great, though. So far, you've had almost no reason to smile. So. No fair.
Oh no, did something happen to the cat?
Someone broke in and killed the cat.
That's what these movies tend to do.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm sitting here waiting for it too. The amount of emphasis they placed on that cat. Yeah, give the security company your password.
This is First Line Security. May I have your name and the passcode? Are you alone in the house, ma'am?
Yes.
Are you sure?
What?
Are you sure you haven't let something inside, Rose? Look behind you.
No. Please. Anything but the cat. Oh my god. That is scary. That is scary.
Yeah. Dog. Oh, weird.
She didn't even have the phone.
The call is coming from inside the house.
This is First Line Security. May I have your name and the passcode?
Whoa, Rose.
Eerie.
You need to see a doctor. Come on, you need to get help.
She got white wine. That's what that's for.
It's all clear.
What about the back door?
Is it possible it wasn't fully latched last time it was closed?
I don't know, maybe.
Hey, I wouldn't worry about it. These false alarms happen all the time.
That's got to make you feel safe.
Yeah, it's a horror movie. They're full of false alarms.
Mustache? Mustache?
His name is Mustache.
Is there a reason Mustache isn't responding? God damn it.
Sorry, my head has just been in this, like, foggy, creepy, spacey place all day, and sorry. Everything is okay. No, I'm fine. I was just venting.
Oh. Feels so bad for you.
Trying to keep her composure together, but she is falling apart. She kind of looks like Hillary Swank.
Yeah, a little bit.
Your odds of finding a cat after they go missing are not likely.
Lucine, eval 2, I need staff here now. Hurry. Laura?
Who's breathing?
You could probably run a dialogue isolate on that.
Clean it up, take out some of the background hiss.
Some of the spectral denoise it a little bit.
Yeah. Take out some of the reverb.
Oh, shit! That freaking freaked me out.
Anytime they close up on something, man.
Damn, I didn't.
Whoa!
Rose, what the? Rose, put the knife down. Rose!
Damn, it was good.
Yeah.
I was like, is it going to say Rose? I was so focused on the audio wave. Yeah, that was a really good one.
Great at guiding your attention away.
It wasn't so much the blood. It was, her face. The look that she had.
Took her face off.
I just feel like I've gotten stuck on it. I can't, get it out of my head.
Have you considered the reason you feel stuck could actually be more about your mother?
No. It's a pretty weird situation what's happening.
Yeah, this is extreme. This is advanced.
It's my impression this experience with your patient triggered old anxieties compounded with too much stress, not enough sleep. Have you been continuing to see patients while you've been coping with all of this?
Rose.
What about the Risperdal?
Let's talk again next week before we consider any medication.
She needs at least an antidepressant or something for anxiety. Something to help her sleep.
Anti-anxiety at least.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you made it!
Hey, surprise.
Come in.
Look like you're headed to a funeral.
Happy birthday Gracias, Harper. Gracias, Harper's mom.
You're gonna ruin this kid's opening of presents, aren't you?
Oh no.
One's from Aunt Rose.
There's not a train in there.
It's the cat.
I know where Mustache went.
What'd
Nope.
you get, sweetheart?
Don't pick it up.
Dude. My boy. Oh!
Bullshit.
No. No.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh.
It wasn't me, I swear. You guys have to believe me, please.
Oh, you're becoming. Oh, there she is. There's that smile.
What the are you? Leave me alone. You have to see her. Please, Holly, tell me that you see somebody. Please.
Oh! Whoa! Whoa!
This doesn't stop.
No. God. It's been a while since I felt this bad for someone in a horror movie.
Something is threatening me. It killed my patient because she described experiencing the same thing before she died. And now it's somehow attached itself to me.
Yeah. You got realize how you sound, yeah.
Rose, you're talking about fucking ghost.
No, it's not. It's not a ghost. It's something else.
It's a demon.
Do you hear yourself? I mean, Jesus Christ, you sound crazy.
I am not crazy.
Huh?
But it's genetic, isn't it?
Oh, no.
Man, here we go.
Mental illness. You can inherit it from a parent. I looked it up.
Why would you look that up?
This outside world has like no concept of mental health.
I know.
Everyone just talks in like the most condescending way about mental health.
Nobody has a friend or family struggling with anything.
Did you kill Mustache?
No, that was not me.
It was the thing. Trevor, please.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even sure what to believe.
I'm not either. This is good.
Movie actually has me. I don't know whether or not it's real or not yet.
It's going to be a reverse A24. You're going to spend the whole time thinking it's just a metaphor. Jeez. What are you, crazy?
Yeah.
Take a drink every time somebody...
Movies whenever they almost hit a pedestrian. So, watch where you're going, crazy.
On this residential road.
He was on edge, paranoid. Then he just stopped sleeping altogether. That night the police called and told me he was dead. They asked me to identify his body.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so it's definitely some type of entity. All right.
Yeah.
Did Gabriel ever describe the things that he was seeing?
I'll show you.
Oh, what?
Oh, my.
She drew them? Whenever they do the drawings, always scribble. It's not neat. That neat.
He kept saying it was trying to get inside of him.
Damn.
Is Gabriel's brother. He died in an accident 20 years ago. Gabriel never got over it.
How long had this been going?
Praise on trauma.
The things that he was seeing, they're real. I've seen them.
What are you, a nutcase? Some kind of morbid fanatic? How dare you?
No, please. Please, what happened to your husband is happening to me.
Out of my house.
Oh, come on, lady. You gotta have believed your husband to some extent.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you would almost want to believe if somebody else could corroborate such strange behavior.
But then to cope and try to accept and put it past, you probably not want to believe that it happened and try to deal with some reality that the person was suffering delusions.
She'll begrudgingly call back with a name.
A man named Gabriel Munoz killed himself. I need to know if he had been involved in any other recent police reports.
Now let's have a B story about love triangle situation.
He gave a witness statement. He was staying at a hotel where a woman committed. Angela Powell. She's a real estate agent. What is this?
No. Crime scene photos.
Let me see it.
No, look, you don't want to see this. This is like evidence. Or just, have at it.
Ooh.
There was a previous report filed 4 days before her death.
It's like The Ring and It Follows, huh?
Weird coincidence.
Yeah.
She was also interviewed about it.
Is that a video file?
Uh-oh. He's going to carve his face off, isn't he?
Oh, it's like the burning. Wow!
Was he smiling?
Yeah. Enhance that reflection. Times 1,000.
He's totally smiling.
Is he smiling? Rose, who are these people?
You should probably say something.
Yeah.
I think now is a good window.
Make yourself one ally here.
He's the only one who's likely to believe you.
Who will want to believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trevor, you here?
Hey,
Oh.
Hi, Rose.
Intervention.
all I'm trying to do here is help you.
No, all you're trying to do is make it so you don't have to deal with it. You're fine as long as everything is easy and agreeable, but God forbid anything become real or even a tiny bit difficult.
This is more than a tiny bit difficult.
Yeah. What was your relationship like before this?
If that's how you feel, then why are we even together?
Maybe I just don't know.
Why don't we all just take a breath and...
Why don't you just f***ing make yourself at home? She was cursed, and then when she died, she transferred it to me, and now I'm being threatened by this entity. It's what killed Mustache. It was at the party yesterday, but you couldn't see it. Nobody else can see it except for me.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. No, look, Holly, I know it's so hard to believe, and it was really difficult for me to believe it at first either, but look at this. Look.
Whoa.
This happened to other people, and they're all dead.
Rose.
And Holly, I'm gonna be next.
Those curses are not real. Okay, you were having some sort of a
Breakdown.
breakdown.
What? You are not hearing me.
This is exactly what happened to Mom. You sound just like her.
Repeating this cycle?
You can't accept the fact that Mom lost her mind and you let it define your entire life and you punish me because I don't want to.
Well, I'm sorry that I'm actually trying to help people instead of being some stay-at-home PTA housewife who lives in her own smug little bubble.
Wow. Nope. It's not real.
Holly.
Ah! What? Oh! How did they do that? How did they do?
That's the most disturbing thing I've seen in a minute. Whoa.
Oh, Jackson's gonna get it next. Whatever, Jackson, you deserve it, you spoiled little shithead. I don't like you, Jackson.
You're the worst of them all, Jackson.
You deserve everything that's coming to you, Jackson.
The way you talk about people's psychological conditions with such abandon.
Damn, that was really effective.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me about your patient's connection to the others? After you left, I kept digging. These cases, this same pattern, it goes back further. So far, I found 20 cases involving 19 victims with a direct line linking them all together.
Jesus.
His business partner commits suicide right in front of him, and then 4 days later, Tally goes and he murders a woman he's never met before. A week later, the key eyewitness to the murder also commits. Pattern resumes.
Joel, I gotta talk to him.
Let's go see Victor Creel.
What you're saying is that this thing is jumping around, from person to person, and it is causing them to kill themselves?
Okay, but maybe it's not.
What do you mean?
Possession.
So it's kind of like the guy on
Yes.
the security camera
Yes,
footage.
exactly like that.
I know, man.
It's okay. You've taken on Freddy. You can do this.
How long was it between each victim's death?
Like 4 days.
None of them survived longer than a week.
7 days. Don't worry. There's going to be a fake out moment where we think you're going to be fine, and then you won't be.
I was hoping you'd be willing to answer some questions.
I'm done answering questions. I confessed.
What I need to know is what you experienced in the days leading up to it.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
4 days ago, a man killed himself right in front of her. And ever since then, she has been seeing something.
Oh, no.
Why is it that everybody else who's seen it is dead and you're alive? Why, please?
Make the cop leave.
Not gonna happen, pal.
Make him leave, and I'll tell you what I know.
Get out of there. She'll just tell you.
Yeah, dude. You know she'll tell you.
Yeah, it's something about, like, there's like a ring situation. Has to, like, pass it on in some way.
She's got to go kill somebody herself.
Yeah. I'd do it. Start with Jackson.
Yeah, why not?
There's been other chains in the past. Found one that was in Brazil a few years ago. A man there escaped that chain by killing his neighbor and passing it to his neighbor's wife.
Yeah.
She has to make sure there's a witness for it to pass to, because this thing needs trauma to spread. That's what gives it power.
Yeah, exactly.
Make the biggest mess she can.
I can't kill someone!
You had to have known.
You have it? You're not giving it back to me! Get out of here! Get out of here! Get away from me!
Wow. I hope he doesn't die after all this.
What do you say?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's out of his f***ing mind, Joel.
Yeah, kill A-Train in front of your therapist.
You have to keep getting help. If it feeds off trauma, maybe the key is to get over some trauma.
Heal your core wound.
Trauma is a repetitive cycle. This is not helping.
Just getting inspiration, you know?
No! No!
Knew this was coming, Pete.
I would just kill Trevor.
Yeah.
Freaking brings your therapist back. What a dick move, right?
Doesn't even make an attempt to believe you. Golly.
How are you feeling today?
I'm pretty sure my fiance thinks I'm crazy. Sister has just totally shut me out. My former therapist is making unannounced house calls.
Therapist's not really there, is she?
No, she must not be. Yeah.
Should you get that?
It's the therapist calling.
Yeah, it looks like people you know.
What?
Rose?
Yep. Oh, good call.
Madeline, I've been trying your mobile all morning. I'm very concerned about how we left things yesterday.
There's a smile, Foreman.
Yeah.
No.
Almost time, Rose.
Oh, alien.
I would have confronted it.
Don't conceal that there. What if you slip?
Who are you planning on killing?
Or maybe she'll kill the guy who's certain he's gonna die.
But there has to be a witness.
What if there are multiple witnesses?
There has to be witnesses.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? Rosie, you can't be around patients.
Drop the knife.
Oh, here we go. Pass it on. Wow!
Oh, she went for it. She went for it.
Ugh.
Wow.
Wow.
This is a pickle.
Is this a pickle, George?
I don't think you should be alone right now.
I need to be alone. All right, I have to go.
Listen, Rose, I don't think you should go anywhere, okay? You just relax. I'm gonna make a phone call, all right?
Ah! Damn it.
Hey, Jesus. Is her plan to isolate herself?
Yeah. Either way, it ends with you.
You know what I would do? I would go to a sensory deprivation tank.
It needs all of its victims to pass it on in order to survive, but if there's no one else around, then it has no way to pass. As long as I'm alone, I can deprive it of what it needs.
That doesn't make any sense. I'm coming to you. Just tell me what...
Yeah, just hold up alone and then read a bunch of self-help books. Cure the trauma.
409. Yes. That's a symbolic number that I have. I definitely know off the top of my head. Don't worry, guys. I'm there with you.
Cleaning product.
Philosophy.
409.
Philosophy. Deeper meanings.
Book of John, chapter 4, verse 9. The Lord smiles upon you.
Good. You chose the right cabin. Creepiest, most rundown, rusty cabin. Hey, Rose, I'm calling you for the first time. Today. It's the first time I'm calling you.
Yeah.
Me, Joel.
It travels over the phone.
Was her childhood home?
That would make the sense. Go back to the source.
It's crazy. Last time I had the window shot going in, dissolving into it. Now her coming in. Parallel framework. Describing the journey. Artistic bullshit.
Pretentious assholes.
Use the phone. Call for help.
She didn't do it, did she? Oh, she let her.
Wow. That's harsh. Spooky lantern. Perfect.
Kerosene.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Where's the jump scare?
Mommy's back. This is what happens when you have trauma.
Rose. It's okay, baby. Come here. I am so sorry. I haven't been a good mom. something terrible inside of me. I hate myself. Stop.
You need therapy, Mom.
Are you ashamed of me?
I feel like this entity is helping her out.
I know. This is what every victim should have done.
Wish that I would die.
Because I was afraid of you! I was 10 years old, and you were a monster!
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
And I know that's not fair. You needed help, but I couldn't.
You don't understand all that at 10?
And I have carried that guilt for my entire life. I have to let it go.
Oh.
This is not real.
But Rose, your mind makes it real.
Yeah, buddy.
Why are you doing this to me?
Because your mind is so inviting.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Oh my God. This is elaborate.
Yeah. He's becoming the crooked man.
What does this thing hope to gain?
Oh, damn it.
You can't escape your own mind.
Wow.
What is this thing?
Oh, God.
You can't escape it either.
Oh. Whoa.
What is happening right now?
No. Whoa. Jeez. Cleanse with fire. That is a nightmare. Oh.
Did a really tall person come in there to help?
Yes. The entity is holding auditions.
Burn it all down.
I don't buy it.
No, you always got like a good fake out. Oh, they got away with it. You know?
Yeah.
It's always like, oh my God, yeah, they overcame it. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Jesse T. Usher, things are great now.
yeah.
That's all behind me. It's all in the past.
His real name is A-Train. Don't ever call him by Jesse T. Usher. He takes
Sorry.
offense to that.
Yeah. My mistake.
For most of my life, I've been afraid of letting people get too close. I put walls up. I met you, and I could feel those walls coming down, and it scared the shit out of me. I was selfish, and that was not fair to you. And I am so sorry.
Bring a lot more nuance to this than I expected.
Even asking, but do you think that I could stay here to sleep? Could you stay with me while I sleep?
He's gonna creepy smile. Please don't creepy smile.
Yeah, of course I'll stay with you.
No. No.
It's happening.
No.
I'll stay with you forever.
No.
Goddamn fake outs.
Get out of there.
Ah.
Nicely done.
Oh, wow. 1408 situation over here.
Oof. What? Don't trust. Nope.
Open the door!
Ugh.
Hold on, I'm coming!
No. Feed the Mamadook.
Jeez, that design is creepy.
Oh, wow.
Wow, what in the hell? There's her smile.
Oh, wow.
What in the world?
What Silent Hill shit is this?
Oh. Oh, she's setting herself on fire.
Rose?
No. No.
Shoot the box of matches. Oh, you can really see it in his eyes.
Great
Yeah.
reflection gag, yeah.
Now you've got it.
Yep. Sequel time. Interesting.
Neato.
Yeah. Christabel Tapia de Veer. Oh, Amalgamated Dynamics did the effects. This is a good effects house. They've done many a thing.
What was the director's name?
Parker something. Parker Finn or something like that.
Cal Penn. Parker Finn. Think there's a post-credit scene?
I guess I doubt it, but also it's the here and now, so probably. It's probably just a quick flash of someone smiling.
I'll Google it.
Heard they did a bunch of crazy viral marketing for this movie where they would like buy seats at sports games and just have actors sit and do the smile. Idiots.
I don't care about all the time it took for you people to put this together.
Yeah, if I really cared, you could put all this at the front of the movie.
You've been paid.
Your
Now
job
I
is done
judge
here.
your hour and 45-minute film.
And I attribute that as the only amount of time spent making and crafting this experience. It's funny, between this and Don't Worry, Darling, we've had two movies with like really good paranoid breath-based scores.
Yeah, there's a lot of prevalent tropes nowadays. What's the actress's name? Kiki Palmer?
That's right. And Daniel Kaluuya was
a lot
the
of names
cop.
to keep up with this.
Yeah. We got a whole new slate of stars.
Sosie Bacon?
Must be.
She's great. She's 2 years younger than us.
Damn.
Go to hell.
Go to hell. Yeah. Who do you think
That
you
much more
are?
successful? Screw
being that
you.
talented at this age.
Screw you.
Yeah. Get off your high horse.
But who played Greg?
Yeah. Find him.
Nick No, he's in Freaky. That's right, he's in Freaky. He was funny.
Dude.
Cal Penn getting his paycheck.
he did he did show up. He did read the assignment. Good old New Jersey.
So we saw what the thing was entity did to her was what happened to the girl at the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Crawled up in her mouth. It reverse consumed her.
Yeah, man, they could really sequel this out and just ruin it.
Yeah, they would never ever have to stop.
They could really ruin this movie and just make it a bunch of weird dumb gags.
You know how
I want the dumb gag smile movie. I want the terror smiles, smiling, still
Smilers.
smiling, the smile,
the smile, yeah. and then the Ringer sequel called Frown.
I'd be down
Spin-off.
for it, man. Let's make it happen. I don't care. More smile gags.
Yeah.
More unpacking of shit.
Just pick a different trauma each time.
Yeah, I liked the movie. I liked it a lot. I thought it was pretty great.
Yeah.
A bit tropey in the outline of how it would all go down.
Yeah.
But it really, to me, it's about the details of it all. Like it's not like it was 100% predictable or something like that, and it wasn't. Especially on the freaking jump scare moments, like they're really good at that. And
yes,
it did have me for a while. But the second you go into the territory of investigating a former person who also had this and visiting that person, I'm like, okay, it's real, all right.
Yeah,
because if they just kept it about like the patient and her, then I would have been like the whole movie going, is it in her head?
Yeah.
But once they start unpacking, the second they do that thing of like someone else before her.
Yeah, there's a cycle.
Yeah.
Other people. There's one survivor. We got to go talk to him.
I think that's why I like something like Babadook, which, obviously horror movies. I mean, I'd be a hypocrite. I'm the main thing that I'm a big, love to write. That's my main passion. And yeah, whenever I write with something horror, there tends to be some element of trauma it is about facing, and that's a very prevalent thing to do nowadays too. And I think from just studying the genre so much, you start to see like all the connective tissues. But there are some good fake out moments and some really good. And I love the specificity of it, and especially what's her name? Kevin Bacon.
Sosie Bacon.
Sosie Bacon.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure she's 6 degrees or less from Kevin.
Yeah, I think she's just so excellent like she is very real for a character who has to constantly trying to keep herself composed and have a sense of control and understands what perception looks like from the outside looking in. I think it was wonderful in the way her performance feels very real in that regard, especially because like there are a lot of cliches about therapists themselves and psychiatrists who like the cliche of like they have a hard time being psyched themselves.
Yeah.
being therapized themselves because they know too much. More often than not, a lot of people who I meet who get apprehensive about going to therapy are the ones who are like, my degree's in psychology. My degree's.
Yeah, so I should just be able to do it myself.
No,
Yeah.
So when you're like this far down the rabbit hole, and also with like I love the depiction of the more she's pushed to basically having to confront her trauma, the more resistant she actually becomes over time.
Mm-hmm.
Like when she does visit, oh my God, when she does visit who was the character in the jail, the prison?
Oh, Michael K. Williams?
Yeah,
was
the
he?
character.
Yeah, I don't remember the character's name. Was he even
I don't
credited?
know. I'm getting a card on that. I
feel like
let's
he
find out. We're on the
wasn't-
Smiles IMDb page.
Yeah.
So it was a surprise appearance. I feel like they didn't want to maybe exploit it at all.
I guess that would make sense.
But he's not credited on IMDb. Funny enough. Maybe by now you could put his name in there.
That is him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
absolutely
they
him.
reserve it for like a cameo.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is a good call. That is true.
Yeah. Why did they not reveal? It's not like I would have been watching this movie going, "That's going to be Michael K. Williams coming up." Unless we're wrong.
Is it a different actor, maybe?
And we just thought it was him. That's embarrassing.
I'm so confused right now.
It is odd that he wouldn't be credited.
Yeah, and IMDb is usually the place where they'll like catch it, you know, or they'll mark it if it's uncredited. That's so strange.
Michael K. Williams Smile movie. I guess not. Who knows?
I know I've seen that actor before.
I thought it was Michael K. Williams the whole time.
Yeah, I did too.
I mean, the character doesn't even look like he's credited on IMDb.
No.
So it's got to be him. We can't get hung up on this right now. We got a whole movie to talk about, John.
That's true.
So yeah, when like the more resistant she becomes, like when she does leave the place, the prison, and she's like, he's just a crazy guy, you know, and she starts sounding like the people who surround her, basically, because there's a bit of that Joker quality with some of the way that people talk about mental health in this
constantly.
It's like, man, are you guys like just that uneducated?
Yeah.
Like, you guys have like no concept of
Everybody is so brazen and is so kind of callous about mental illness in this movie.
Yeah, there's like a bit of because the movie clearly has an understanding of what it is. That's the ironic part to me, is like the movie clearly has an understanding and a very vivid depiction of it with their main character, and even to an extent the relationship with her sister. It's really like the way, especially her fiance. I'm just like,
oh yeah,
what? Like he's the one who to be like, it's mental illness, isn't it? It can be passed down generally. Like this is weird.
Yeah.
That part was the part that kind of reminded me of like the way the movie Joker would sometimes talk about mental health.
Sure.
Where it's like you have to explain it for you. It didn't feel like lived into me, but the depiction of what really counts of the main girl, I thought was really Sosie Bacon. I thought was wonderfully fleshed out, and weirdly enough, you know, even though there's a big fake out moment, I thought it was cool that they did the whole grief thing where she does get to acceptance and a realization about herself within her own mind. It felt like the movie really let her get to that point, even though the movie got to have its cake and eat it too, where. Yeah, she does end up taking her own life, and then Smile Monster gets inside her and stuff. So they got to do both. And I thought the way they landed the button of acceptance was felt. And I liked how it came through. What was different for me, especially in a lot of these horror movies, was that it came through with the relationship with Joel, because I thought it was just like, you know, I kind of expected a bit of more of a cliche background with them. Like, he's a cop, she's a doctor, you know?
Yeah.
And then to find out that it was through her relationship with him when she realized how scary it was for her to be vulnerable and let people into who she really is, that she bailed on this. And I thought that just gave that relationship so much more depth and went against the cliche of who the cop of ex-boyfriend character was very well. So yeah, while there's some parts in the way that the beats that they go to feel a little cliche and derivative, sure, I think for the most part the details are very, very much involved and exciting, and I think there's some of the best jump scares too. Like, these are well done jump scares. These aren't you know, hacky, hokey. Like, sometimes you can see something coming, but more often than not, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Well, it's because the movie, I think the strength of the movie in general, it's interesting to look at because, yeah, like in a lot of ways, if you just look at the nuts and bolts, it's quite straightforward and it's quite well trodden territory for, you know, a haunting thriller of some kind. And so, yeah, I mean, there are all those, you know, sort of tonal things you can check. And I think what's great is, yeah, you have your sort of like, oh, it's kind of like a Babadook, or it's kind of like a haunting story, or it's kind of like, yeah, just a psychological descent. But, yeah, what bolsters everything is the fact, I think, that, yeah, they took the time to really hammer the script out and to really at least, yeah, give the characters, the main core characters, at very least, Rose, a good, rich history as a character to work off of. It's like A-Train is like, I think it's funny. Is like he's kind of relegated to the part of like, girlfriend that would be in the flip scenario of a lot of these movies where it's like, there's not really much to that character whatsoever. So it's not like it's the whole thing is like entirely fleshed, but the important things are given a lot more personality and nuance, and I think setting it in, I think it's clever to make it so that she's a therapist because it's we watch these hauntings and these things happen to regular people so often, so putting it in the hands of somebody whose job it is to know the mind and who would at least be a few steps ahead of the reality logic in a situation like this. I think like those things help to make it rise above what it is. And then I also think on the opposite end, you have this quality with the gore gags especially that feels like it's out of another kind of horror movie. Like there's some really icky, really disturbing like gore and creature gags that I don't know if I've seen applied to a movie like this in the same way. I'm sure there are examples, but it did feel like that was the most sort of outside of this particular genre's element that they incorporated, because it's like the jump scares and stuff, I think they work so well just because they do a really great job of pulling you into the performance and pulling you into the emotion of the situation. And so then they can have fun poking at you, because so much of the other stuff, it's just it's like you're watching a movie by people who clearly know how to do drama and to take that drama seriously. And I feel like there are a lot of movies like this where it's trying to do those scenes but get to the jumps, whereas this is like, no, it's like we want you to live in the anguish and the psychology of this character, and then we're going to disconcert you with the jump, So it's like a movie you've seen 1,000 times before, but it's, I think, well conceived for what the core themes and elements are, and it's just really skillfully done. And it's interesting to watch this kind of on the heels of Barbarian, because in ways I feel like there are similarities in that sense of like you have spoilers, but you have this thriller, you have this descent into madness, but you also have a creature element. But that movie, by comparison, is much more sort of, it feels much more of like a wild ride because of how it's structured out. Whereas this is like very linear and very straightforward. And it's funny when it ends because in a lot of ways, it is kind of what you expected. It's just not how you expected it, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I think for the most part, because like the thing is the horror itself is very effective. It's very effective horror.
Yeah.
That stuff is executed well. Like what you're talking about with the gore gags, especially, is there's like a couple ways you do jump scares, of course, and sometimes you just cut to something scary, like when she's at the laptop listening to the sound. So that's like you're there. She's at the camera's having you focus on that, and you expect a certain thing, and then you get something completely different. Or I think to me one of the most brilliant ones, the scary moments, is the one where the sister comes walking to the door. And as the audience, like, that's probably not really the sister.
Yeah.
But the last visual you expect is what you got. And so, like, a truly unexpected, horrifying visual captured in that perspective through the car window where you can't see the head. Because you're like, she could just bend down smiling or some shit. Because I think they build pretty well with the gags. I really do like the way they handled a lot of it, and they really got me invested in the characters, because there's a lot of this that feels very much like Babadook, Hereditary, 1408, It Follows, Ring. There's a lot of these movies where it's like, I remember I think very early on watching the reaction, I even said like, I said like way before, like, there's going to be some fake out thing that everything's fine, but that's not going to be the thing. It's like you could tell it's going to do something like that. But even that fake out I bought into, because like 1408 does that in a way that was not believable to me. I remember watching 1408, spoilers for 1408, where you think he's out of the hotel room, and there's a whole thing where he like goes back, reunites with the wife, and all this, and it's like a year passes or some shit. Like it's just ridiculous. And the whole time, like, he's still in the hotel. He's still in the, it's all in his head. Like I can tell it's all in his head. And then sure enough, it's all in his head. Like I don't buy it. And then here, I bought that she at least went back to the apartment. I didn't. I was like, okay, yeah, clearly it still followed her, but I did not think it was still at the cabin. Like the movie really sold me on that, you know, and I think that's really clever. So as someone who consumes a lot of horror, I'm always impressed. I'm like, shit, you really can, it really got me. And it is scary. It's spooky stuff, and there's some really well written. I think the drama is really well written with I think everything about Rose is written really well.
Yeah.
You know,
Agreed.
even with the Joel character, written really well, and I think they find these moments to have nuance in unexpected ways, like with the sister, you know, where it's like you just seems like you got the loud, annoying, bitchy sister, and then suddenly they have this argument out front, and again, it plays so much into that whole thing of because the movie's doing both, where it's a recreation of trauma. Because she's not over it, but it's also doing the monster movie simultaneously, where and I thought it was one of the rare cases where it was able to do both, have both. Where sometimes I feel like I might, not with any of the movies I just listed, but sometimes I might be like, you should just pick the one lane and stuck with it.
Yeah,
like Barbarians, very much. It's a monster. It's like freaking crazy movie, you know? And it's not like this is in their heads, you know. Like they stick with what they're doing, and like Babadook takes a very specific direction too in the end. Without, I'll gladly get 1408 away, but I won't get Babadook away. But Babadook takes a very specific type of ending, you know, and Hereditary kind of has you guessing until the last frame.
Yep.
And then here it did both, where it is about overcoming trauma recreation, but then you also get clued in like halfway through the movie. They make it very evident that no, it's also an evil entity following you around movie. It's not just in their head. And I thought like it actually didn't undercut the other one of it's in their head. It just would have been more fun if I was like, is it in her head? But
it's the fascinating case, because I'm trying to think of another movie that has left me with this feeling, because I think part of why it's taken off so huge and why it does stand out is because it chooses to blend those things. Because especially within, I feel like, you know, if you just had it be jump scares and there wasn't really any sort of too crazy of a monster element or something like that, it would just feel like a pretty straightforward psychological hunting story. And so it's like, even though even the combination of the elements doesn't make it feel entirely unique, it does feel like a unique execution. And it's just like well made enough, and it has a lot of stylistic flourishes without going too, you know, in your face with it, too indulgent. I really liked, you know, when they chose to do their crazy upside down or spinning angles. I thought they were all really deliberately chosen. And even for the characters who don't really get much flesh on the bone, you know, it's like the actors still showed up and still understood the assignment, and it still has the requisite sort of deteriorating, festering aura of just this just gets more and more grim as time goes by. And I think it's interesting to see something like this where I'm like, there are so many identifiable elements that I've seen a bunch of times, but this felt fresh from just a pure experiential kind of perspective.
They don't ruin it for me. It doesn't undercut it for me, and I was really gripped by the immediate moment. And like, I didn't see big weird creature coming up at the end. I was like, that's fucking insane. And I really liked the design of that. That was really unsettling and jarring. I really liked that design.
This is like It Follows if they had the budget to do everything they wanted. That was the thought that struck me. I was like, this feels like the kind of movie that would get made for very cheap, except they didn't have to make it for very cheap, so they could do all the things they probably wanted to do all along.
No, it is like those A24 Annapurna films with a budget, you know, and I think there's, like, I heard people say this is a slow burn, and I'm like, no, it's not. Like it takes its time, but I wouldn't call this a slow burn. That
No, like a Hereditary is a slow
Like,
burn.
yeah,
Go-
that shit is like you
This
might get
is-
freaking impatient wondering when shit's gonna kick off.
This, and I would argue that it's not being a true slow burn is part of why it's working so well for people
No,
because you have so many of
that's why
those.
I thought it was a Blumhouse movie.
Yeah.
I just saw the trailers and I was like, I just assumed this whole time it was Blumhouse.
It's it is like the blend of those two. It's like it's the blend of the A24 paranoia sensibility, but with all the exploitable pulp that you want from
Yeah.
a Blumhouse movie that often people feel deprived of in an A24 horror movie.
Well, I think the part of it that made it so refreshing, the part that I think they handled very different is normally in these descent performances with female lead, they are just going crazier.
Sure.
And I think with the way they depicted Rose is, yeah, she is going crazier. However, it's a struggle for composure and sanity and not just succumbing to the insanity, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the way they handled that, there was something that just felt very real of this constant awareness of how other people will perceive her. And I thought that felt very human, whereas usually characters in movies, not saying it doesn't feel human, it's just that usually characters in movies, they completely lose sight of how other people are going to perceive them.
Yeah.
And she never once loses sight of that. And like her struggle of what to do and how to proceed about it, I thought was handled really well because of the fact it deals with the mind. Like when she does go to the hospital, when she first does stab the patient, the first time she stabbed, I thought that was real. Then a couple stabbings later, it was like, okay, it's not real. But I first bought into it that it was real. Like I didn't question at all that she wasn't really there.
Mm.
And the movie does do a great job at, because like the way she interacts with people of there's always this constant nuance of like, I think her performance is brilliant because there's this constant nuance of, I gotta be polite, I gotta be nice. I don't know if you're real though, you know. Like, and there's always this paranoia, and I'm there with her. Of anytime she's interacting with someone, like, are they real? And the movie did a good job on convincing me of that. Like, I never know when she's talking to someone who's real.
Yeah, totally. It doesn't do too much telegraphing that way, and that enhances the surprises, and that enhances your ability to just tap into her perspective, and it uses the perspective really well.
Yeah.
And I mean, I appreciate that they do so much with performance, and they do let the camera linger, and that contributes to whatever jump scares around the corner. But also, it serves both purposes in a way that like any good scare gag or action sequence or whatever should. Where there's character in here, but also it's guiding your attention away from what we're about to poke you with or whatever.
Yeah.
And her journey feels. It's funny. This movie feels like a popcorn, like pulp movie, but the core drama, her core performance, the writing of her character feels like something out of like a more legitimate drama.
Yeah, that was done really well. I was really impressed with it. There's some great music. I love the art design.
Music,
I love it feels very much like those A24 movies. Like there's like solid. There's just something about the lighting that's like a mixture of like a Mike Flanagan type of thing, and
they
especially
knew
the hospital rooms and stuff.
Yeah, they know really well how to use both darkness and shadows and limited light without cheating, but also to use the light of common or familiar places in a way that makes you uneasy.
I don't know. I think the reason why the things that are definitely reminders of other movies, I just kind of get the impression that this writer director genuinely loves those things and probably loves those kinds of movies and stuff, and was probably referencing it in the process of making it, you know?
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like I'm just going to copy this or this is what works. Nor is it exactly like I'm paying tribute to it. It's just what he was referenced in making these things, you know?
For whatever reason, I just feel like the pitch was, what if that PG-13 Blumhouse movie you thought you were about to see was also an R-rated A24? This feels like, because and even I do think that one drool shot is an Alien direct reference, and especially because the effects people have done work on at least some of the Alien movies.
A lot of times when people are directing, all they really have to do to kind of convey to their DP and everyone is like, I'm going for like this shot here.
Yeah.
Like when you put these movies together, you put together lookbooks, and then in lookbooks you're pulling images from other shit, so they could be like, we're kind of looking, want it to look like this movie. you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what it was. It wasn't like to steal it or something.
Yeah,
and
it's the
then
difference.
sometimes you can get a vibe when you're just copying other shit, or,
No.
or you're not. I don't want to slight like this too harsh, but I feel like that's kind of the vibe of Don't Worry, Darling to me. As much as I actually enjoyed that movie, there are parts of Don't Worry, Darling that I'm like, I don't feel like you're that aware of how derivative this feels.
Yeah. This isn't as revelatory as you might think.
Yeah.
I've seen this before.
That wasn't the vibe I got with this film. Because even like the whole visiting the guy in prison who happened to survive and he's kind of crazy. Like there's a lot of tropes that are very familiar.
He's from Stranger Things.
Like the second.
That's where that guy's from.
Oh,
he's the
he's
sheriff.
Hopper's guy. Yeah, he's one of the two
other
cops.
Guy. Yeah,
the two
he's
cops.
the other cop.
My bad.
Yeah.
Good thing we didn't say Michael K. Williams
in the
reaction, and we waited till the review part.
I know. Now I feel bad.
That's
right.
right.
They could play siblings. They
They look similar.
They do. In a non-racist way.
And it's been very. It's been a long time. I thought that was Tom Felton the first like 30 seconds. And that's why I joked saying it was him.
I thought that was fun. See, it's like I recognize. I like that Kyle Gallner seems down for horror movies generally because that's where I know him from. But when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, he does look like him. Especially now how Tom Felton looks.
Yeah,
like,
I thought it was.
Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's in Scream.
Mm-hmm. He's in Scream.
That's
He's in the remake of Freddy. He's in a few other horror joints.
Well, guys, what did you think about this movie? I quite enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It was a good year for horror. Good year for horror, mate. Alrighty. Well, leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe, leave a like, click that bell. Last but not least, let's answer the Chase Gardner. Chase.
Shazay.
You've been a patron for 55 months. That's a long time to be a
Chase.
patron here. And I want to thank you for your service to the Reject Nation. Now, you're going to get bad health insurance.
No deductible.
This will not help you get a job. We will not take care of your mental health. But your service to this nation has been very much recognized. I want you to know that we really do respect it. Will we help you find employment in other places?
No.
But
you cannot take this to the bank.
You cannot. But I will say that we really appreciate your service to the Reject Nation.
In gratitude, Bucks, you are a rich, rich man.
Yeah, you're a good guy from, where's this?
Oh, goodness. Iowa? Yeah, you're in Iowa.
My God, man. You Iowa?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Dude. Spirit.
Should we say?
I don't think so.
I think you said a little too much already there,
Your
Sean.
spirit is so lovely. You are the spirit of Iowa.
That's amazing.
Shazay.
Chase, in all sincerity, you've been supporting us for so long, and I didn't even realize it has been that long. So thank you for being with us for as long as you have been, and it's an honor to have you here and to have someone who supports us like that loyally. It does not go overlooked. So thank you, buddy, for everything. Remain in our hearts, and very thankful for you right now. So thank you, bud.